Homan's Texas speech crushed the D.C. elites. They've failed us. It's over. Let's break it down.
Every night I go to bed, I pray for the safety and security of every border station, ICE agent, and I pray for everybody that we're looking for. I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want anybody to die. That includes officers, and that includes aliens. And that's a stone cold fact. Call me what you want. I don't care. You know? Then, you know, sir, look, I want to take questions. I'll take questions in a little bit, but why don't you grow a backbone, put a Kevlar vest and a gun on your hip and go secure this border.
So that was at a turning point.
It was December 2025, and you could feel the tension in the El Paso air. It was thick enough to cut with a knife. Tom Homan, the guy we've tasked with running Operation Aurora, stood his ground at the University of Texas. He wasn't there to play the usual D.C. games or pat people on the back. He was there to lay out the total, rotting mess that's been ruining our southern border for years. But the peace didn't last. Some Heckler, hiding in the shadows like a coward, thought they'd take a shot at the man responsible for our national security. The word traitor ripped through the room. Can you imagine? Calling a man who's bled for that flag a traitor. Homan didn't flinch. He didn't even call for the guards right away. Instead, he leaned into that mic, eyes locked on the spot that shout came from. He told the individual to grow a backbone. He invited them to spend just 24 hours on the front lines, to look at the bodies, the broken lives, and the sheer hate our agents face every single hour. It wasn't some canned response. It was a manifesto. It was Homan telling the world that this administration isn't backing down. You want to know why the energy was so volatile? Look no further than what just happened in New Orleans. A suspect with ties right back to El Paso reminded us all what happens when the border is a total free-for-all. People call Homan's plays extreme, but look at the scoreboard. Since they brought back the Remain in Mexico protocols, illegal crossings haven't just dipped. They've cratered by 72% in the sectors that matter most. Those cartel smuggling routes? They used to be the lifeblood of a criminal empire, but Homan has choked them off by nearly 60%. He isn't some empty suit. He's the guy rebuilding the entire broken machine. He told that crowd exactly what's coming. Permanent changes to the interior of the country. No more letting the public get used to lawlessness. He promised that the era of catch and release has reached its final chapter. When that heckler got drowned out by a standing ovation, you weren't just seeing a crowd cheer. You were seeing a country finally demanding some damn order over the chaos. This is what we call the Homan Doctrine. It's a pretty simple philosophy, really. Put the citizen before the trespasser. Put the rule of law above the comfort of the elites who never have to see the consequences. For years, the critics have tried to bury him under labels to kill the idea of a secure border. They use words meant to sting, but to a man like Homan, that's just background noise. He dared those ivory tower activists to get their boots dirty in the dust of the Rio Grande. He talked about the real cost of a border that's basically a sieve, the fentanyl killing our kids, the human trafficking, the absolute wreckage left on the doorsteps of American families. What happened in El Paso wasn't just a shouting match. It was the first shot in a much bigger cultural and legal fight. As Operation Aurora picks up speed, the noise from the other side is going to get louder. But the results? they're going to speak for themselves. Homan made it crystal clear. Call him whatever you want. Scream from the back of the room all you like. But the mission to save the American future isn't stopping for anyone. The mission remains. The borders are closing, and the law is finally coming back to the land. Ending.
This report is complete, but the fight is just beginning. Subscribe now to stand with us.